Welcome to the final part of the Sonic Adventure Let's Play, which is kind of misleading because, well, there's going to be like a couple extra videos for the stuff I still need to show off, but this is the final boss of the game. And basically, perfect chaos is going to be on one side, and you just basically have to go through the rubble, of course, from broken highway parts. However, get on the broken highway parts because there are rings there. Because if you run out of rings, you lose the battle. And so just make sure that you get rings. And if you don't get the perfect chaos at full speed, this happens as I accidentally demonstrate. You need to get them at full speed in order to, damage the head, because the head is actually the weak point. If you can no doubt tell that there's a darkened blue area which is actually solid. There are dash panels that can help you out. But thanks to this game's lovely collision detection, you really have to be careful where you're going. I also think it's the scripted path that may give you a bit of trouble. Well, because there are times in this fight where I'm hitting against an invisible wall. So, like, you really have to be, well, straight. And even, like, the smallest things, like the guardrails, those on the broken highway parts, they can, like, instantly stop you. So, just be careful when you're doing that. Just be careful when you're doing that. However, thanks to Peroxide, who really does good speedrunning videos he did like good speedrunning videos for Sonic Generations. He even did it for like the 20-year anniversary. But what I actually learned is that if you constantly jump while you're moving, Sonic will actually go faster. You don't want to use the homing attack dash. It'll actually get you slow. It'll actually make you slower. The only time where I would ever use it actually is when, well, at the beginning when I'm starting to gain speed. It's just the first homing attack dash that you'll be able to, get any help out of. But other times I really don't use it. That's actually one thing I want to ask. What was the point of the homing attack? They seriously could have just cut it out. And like, they should have just taken the homing attack out and then just had the battle that way, because it's rather pointless. There are no homing attack enemies. There's no enemies that you can home in on. I don't know. Yeah, I always found that kind of pointless. Unless if that's supposed to be, there because originally Super Sonic was supposed to be playable in every level. But we are now nearing the end of this final boss. It's nearing the end of the actual adventure. And am I gonna do it? Stupid laser. And I got lucky. Yeah, there are pretty much times where that happens. Sometimes where you don't have enough speed, but you'll be able to make it just fine. I just did that at pure luck, so don't question me on that. But that is it for the adventure in Sonic Adventure 1. Wow, that sounds redundant. And we get to see the Chao. The horribly modeled Chao. Well, the Chao that we get to see in the Chao Garden look way better, honestly. Granted, it is Dreamcast graphics, so... So, final thoughts, I guess. You know, I was gonna save my final thoughts for the credits, but I might as well just start off here, especially since I ended like a little early. But I gotta be honest with you guys. After doing this LP, maybe there's a reason why I don't go back to this all that often. And maybe, but then again, it is the DX port. I'm not too sure how glitchy the original Dreamcast version is, but it's this game is definitely glitched. Like, you saw how I clipped the piece of, you saw how I clipped the path in Speed Highway, and you saw how I warped back to that one section in Skydeck with Sonic. Like, I don't know how the DX version added glitches, but Adventure 2 is definitely more polished than this. For a quick summary, with all the gameplay, with all the characters and gameplay, Sonic is really fun to play as the spin dash can be fun to use, especially when you're running up slopes. Homing attack is a really cool addition, and that's pretty much his secondary trademark ability next to the spin dash. Tails, well, he is fun to play as well. My only complaint is that the stages are a little short, with the exception of Speed Highway, and even then you can blow through it and no issue. I didn't really get the whole racing idea, but in terms of how he controls this that is the best incarnation of Tails in 3D. Knuckles, Knuckles is definitely better than how he is in Adventure 2 later down the road. Well, next game, I should say. He controls just fine, and like I said in when I was giving out final thoughts for Knuckles at the end of his story, it's a good change of pace. Is from getting to the end of the level. It's nice to have something different every once in a while, you know? But unfortunately, that's where the fun ends. And I mean, yeah, you can't. I do have some fun with Gamma to an extent, but when it comes to like Amy and Big, well, I should say more on Big, but Amy, it's like she's trying to, you know, replicate on how Mario platformers work. And I don't play Sonic games for precision platforming. I play them for, you know, fast platforming, which is what the series is known for. Big, on the other hand, Big is just pointless. There's so many things wrong with Big. His overall story, his character, his gameplay. And you guys all know how I oh so love Big. But after being the final boss, I still think Adventure 1 hits a good amount of appreciation. The Sonic Adventure, aside from the problems I said, this is still a really solid game. I recommend it to anyone that's a fan of platformers or a fan of Sonic in general. Well, and sorry to be redundant here, but Sonic Adventure is not perfect, but it is still a good first time. You know, the good a very good transition from 2D to 3D. Graphically, yeah, it doesn't look impressive now, but how it looked back then, it looked good. Aside from the poor animation and lip syncing. And musically, oh, I freaking love the soundtrack. Like, especially Open Your Heart, because just wow. But that is it with Sonic Adventure. Well, at least the main adventure. We still have a couple extra parts to go through. Oh, because you know, Chao Garden in mission mode. Go to null, but I'm thinking about either doing Adventure 2 or 06. But that's not going to be for quite a bit of time. But with all that being said, and here where I check the end of the video, and I'm like, okay, it's near the end. Alright, so next time we meet, I'm going to be showing off a couple extras that this game has to offer. So that being said, I am GameMan5804. This is a really good game, and I hope that you all have a good day. See ya.